Wagwan Delilah, what's it like in Toronto City? What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
The podcast ever coming at you live.
Well,
Whoa. Whoa. Wow, that's uncanny.
You never seen The Real Quagmire?
No.
Well, now you have. It's going to be in your dreams tonight.
What was even the reason for designing him that way?
With the big chin?
I mean, it's more than just a chin. It's like his whole jaw is just malformed.
Well, I mean, Peter has a nutsack on his chin. But you would think with Quagmire, he'd need a thin chin to be able to enter the crevices in which he's finding himself putting his mouth.
That's gay.
I know. He is kind of pretty much. I mean, Quagmire does a lot of depraved things.
And you know what they say about depravity?
Depravity. What about it?
Depths of depravity. Depravity? Whatever.
What about it?
Don't worry about it. They go deep.
Oh. I see. Well, anyway, Mr. Greg Mullen, what's up? How's your week been?
Tiring.
Grueling, you could say.
Yeah.
Have you been on that grind? Is that it?
One could say I've been on a grind of sorts. I went from having all the time in the world to not.
Well, would you like to expand upon that, or just kind
Not
of
really?
Okay. Oh,
Yep. Basically, I'm in a position where I got to get up early now. Again, after so many years of literally never having to think of that, thinking of it almost as an impossibility, almost as an impossible concept that is only a fable. And yet here I am. By the way, I didn't actually take a nap. I couldn't fall asleep, so.
I woke up before 9 o'clock today. So, and that was just me, I had an alarm, but I woke up like 3 minutes before the alarm. It was like 8:42.
It's always nice when you wake up just before it.
Yeah, it was nice. And then it started raining. But it's okay. I went out anyway. I had to go get some groceries. You know, I'm the hunter. Had to go hunt for those groceries, for that orange juice and maple syrup.
Turns you from hunted into hunter.
Yes. Now, I have I have a couple stories. They're a bit interrelated. I guess it would make more sense to start from a few days ago. Basically,
lay the groundwork.
Yeah, exactly. You have to lay a foundation, right? We're in the month of June, and actually, it's almost Juneteenth. Okay, it's not about the other guys. It's not about the Fruit Loops or the Skittles or whatever. It's about the people that'll matter in a week from now and a day. Well, I mean, by the time the podcast is out, they'll matter in about like 6 days. Okay, so it's a federal holiday, Juneteenth, to celebrate our brothers. Okay, our brothers. And so basically, we don't want them upset, like they've already been overhauled by, well, the Fig Newtons, I guess we'll call them. They've been overhauled. They've been overshadowed, I should say, as a minority group. But here's the thing. I was at the gym with my buddy, and we were just going to get a good workout in. I need to go to the bathroom. Well, specifically, I needed to fart. But he's like, yeah, just go use the bathroom.
Is that the guy I know?
Yeah. I consistently go to the gym with him pretty much at this point.
Damn, you're going over 3 days?
No. It's we only really go at most like once a week, but now it's probably going to be twice a week. Me and him. So that might encompass most of my that's going to encompass pretty much my high intensity training as far as exercise goes. So, but he said he wanted to do cardio.
Yeah, they always want to do cardio for some reason. They're always, oh, bro, cardio is going to be so great for you. No, it's not.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well then let's do it before the workout. He's like, no, let's do it after. And I'm like, what do you mean after? I don't have energy after cardio. And he's like, no, man, but then I lose energy for my lifts. I'm like, man, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm like, well, so what? You know, it's like he's like, I'm like, what are we gonna be on treadmills or something? He's like, no, the elliptical.
I mean, if you're
So
losing energy from your lifts, that probably is a sign you shouldn't be doing it.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to do cardio. It's not even like it's a very short term weight loss strategy. It's not a long term investment like high
It's
intensity
in no
training.
way sustainable either.
Exactly. So I just don't see a purpose. But he said let's do it for like 10 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. But we haven't done that. That was irrelevant. But point being, I was gonna go to the bathroom to fart, but I stand there and he's like, oh, what exercise machine did you want me to claim for us, you know, so that we could be on it and nobody else takes it. And so I'm like, oh yeah, you know, and then as I'm saying it, some like black guy walks over. And so the thing is, like, basically I'd already seen him like doing these like dips or something or pull-ups or whatever at this bar. It's like the bar and then like the hang bar and then like the dip bar. And pretty much he starts walking over. He's like, hey man, you didn't see me working out over, or well, actually he didn't even say that. He's like, hey man, what's up? Like, why you here? I was just working out here. And my friend's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't see you, man. I guess, you know, it's all right. He's like, what you mean you didn't see me there? How do you not see me there? Yeah, I know you saw me there. I was right here. But he had walked away sort of to take a break from it, you know, but it's not as if we were trying to claim the machine. It was more so that he was just standing at an inconvenient position if the guy were to go back to his workout. And so he's like, dude, like, calm down. He's like, you don't tell me to calm down. You don't tell me to calm down. And pretty much the guy was like, shut up. You know, he got very upset at us. Well, at my friend specifically. He didn't seem to be engaged with me much. He locked on to his target, you know. And so basically I was like, all right, well, I need to stay here. I can't just go straight to the bathroom because what if some sort of physical altercation happens? I can't let this happen. But anyway.
Jacked?
Oh yeah. No, he looks like he's roided. He's a roided one. So even worse. It's
you know, I've never once had or even observed a real life encounter like that. That's like something I'd only see in like a comedy movie or something like that.
This man was
even with the roid rage people at my gym.
This man was the physical manifestation of a pit bull, pretty much. And so I go to the bathroom, I come back and I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, yeah, man, that guy was really chimping out. Like, and so I was like, you know, it's a good thing I didn't say anything because I was telling him what I would have said. I was like, sir, please, like, we're not fighting over a piece of chicken or anything. And so we just start cracking jokes like that. And I was like, yo, it's almost Juneteenth. Like let's have let your people have their day. Okay. But yeah, no, pretty much we left it alone after that. Actually, the thing is, like, we cracked a few jokes, but then just went back to our workout. But as we were leaving, he actually like comes out and he's like, oh man, hey man, have a good day. And my friend's like, you too. I'm like, what the fuck? I think it was him that actually said that before my friend said it. So I was like, what the fuck? I think he might have just been through some sort of roid rage that had to calm down or something. I'm not sure.
Isn't that the one gym? It's the same gym that he has a membership for, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't him getting up in your face like that, wouldn't that be aggressively frowned upon?
Wouldn't that trigger some sort of event?
Yeah.
Because of the not liking of doing these things at the gym. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised the staff didn't even come over, but the staff dude, I mean, he seemed pretty gay. But you know, it wasn't even like, okay, if I saw him in public, maybe I wouldn't even like bat an eye. But like just seeing his mannerisms, like walking around, not even behind the counter. It's like when he's walking around, then you can tell. So I don't know. I don't know if he wants to get involved. Yeah, it wasn't like if you just look at him, you're like, oh yeah, whatever. This is just some guy that works at the gym. You know, not like maybe, I don't know. I think he had one pierced ear or something like that. So that kind of set me off a bit. But you know, either way, like the way he walks around is kind of like, I don't know. He doesn't look like his stature, his build doesn't really make you think of a gay guy. You know what I'm talking about? But it's, I don't know. You can tell eventually. Anyway.
Those are the weird ones. The ones where you can't even tell initially. Usually it's like that. Like you just know. But the ones where you got to be like, oh, that's kind of
like, it wasn't extremely surprising. It's just, you know, it's like you wouldn't really look twice at him if he was just like, you know, I mean, maybe not walking past you, but let's say he was like standing somewhere and you were walking past him. You wouldn't really think about it.
Wouldn't that be by definition surprising?
I don't know, because it's just there were still like little signs that you just don't even think about, but then like once you put it all together, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
Like an
Point being
Indiana
here,
Jones quest.
on my grocery excursion today, here's what happened. So I was just, minding my business, shopping, all that. There's a lot of people that walk around at the grocery store. It's like you have to get around them. You have to, say, excuse me. Like there was like an old lady that was like doing a U-turn in an aisle and like she was about to hit me. And she's like, oh no. Like I thought she was going to be an asshole or something about it, which is weird to call a woman an asshole. But, I thought she was going to be a cunt about it. I don't even.
Whoa. Whoa.
Can I not say that one? Can I not say that one?
I actually
I'm not saying she was.
I don't know why, but for whatever reason, that word in particular, like, sets off a lot of alarm bells with people.
Okay. Well, anyway, I really thought she'd be okay. Let's say bitchy. I thought maybe she'd be bitchy, maybe like a Karen about it or something. I don't know, man. I was like thinking like, this doesn't necessarily. I'm not thinking this is gonna be a sweet old lady, but then she's like, she has this like Southern accent or something like that, or not even like really heavy Southern accent, but she's like, oh, pardon me, I'm sorry. That's something like that. Like, excuse me. And I'm like, oh no, it's all right. And I was just thinking like, oh, wait, man, like that was way more polite than I thought she'd even be. I didn't think she'd say anything. I don't expect that from people these days. But here's the thing. So there's this I guess a lot of people walking around. There's like this Hispanic mom with her daughter, and then there's this black lady with her kids, and there's like 5 or 6 of them, and maybe 4 or 5. But they're like jumping around and dancing and stuff, and they almost bump into like this lady with her kid, and she's just like trying to go around them. If anything, she's the one that apologizes to the black family, and she's like swerving around them because of how like disturbing they're being to the common peace. And then I'm trying to go past them because they're in the self-checkout line and the kids are just jumping all over the place. So I have to like literally like walk within inches of these children to like get around them. That sounded sus as fuck. I don't know what I don't know why that sounded weird, but I have to maneuver my way around these toddlers and kids and all that. Like, these one of them's probably like a toddler. The other ones are like, I don't know, probably elementary or something like that, but they're rambunctious. They're very, they're causing a ruckus in the grocery store. And pretty yeah. Man, these kids, they acting like I don't even know if I can say it. Anyway, they're like singing, and one of this, like, how like kids have these like little jokes and stuff that are really they're very clean. They're very like, and that's not really a setup to say it gets dirty or anything, but it's really just to say like, how they have like there's this one singing to his sister. He's like, it's not your birthday. And then she's like, my birthday's Friday. And then he sings like, you look like a monkey. I am checking out my stuff. I have not even been like really like laughing at all, but I was just laughing to myself after that. And you know that episode of South Park where Cartman he's going like through the elections and all that, like he's trying to rig it, and like every time he goes on the plane, it's like, warm nuts, sir, and he's like, no way. Like, you seen that? That was me right there in the store. That's how I felt listening to that. And so I know there's a worker behind me because there's always one inspecting the checkout aisles just to make sure nobody's stealing. And so now this isn't even a Walmart, but well, actually they do have them too. Walmart though, they're less like able to see people doing that kind of stuff. Though there was I'll actually give another story real quick after this, but basically I turn around and I was thinking, it's like some white guy usually. I'm like, oh yeah, like let's see who's not witnessing me laughing at it, but maybe noticing me. I turn around, it's like this old black woman. I'm like, what? My luck, right? But I just give her a nod, and she seems sweet as well. It's like some sweet old lady. I'm like, all right, I'll just I'll give her that nod and leave. I wonder if she picked up on that as well. Like either the kid saying that to his sister or me laughing at it and then putting it together. I don't know. Now. My quick other story was I was at Walmart before, and I used to like well, I'm not implicating myself in anything. I'm just saying I went to the checkout aisles and I wouldn't always necessarily like be having the highest scrutiny to make sure everything's in place, if you know what I'm saying. And so I'm like scanning these bananas, and I put it like on the scale, but it like rings up as like way lower quantity than it actually is. I'm like, oh, okay. And I just put it in my bag. And then the lady comes up and she's like, hey, wait a minute. You can't do that. That ain't enough. You got to rescan that. And so that did happen before, but usually the Walmart people don't have the highest scrutiny with it either.
Did you scan it again?
Well, I had to. She was there making me. What,
Very
should
nice.
I have had my way with her?
That's not a joke for this. That's really not a joke for this. God damn. I don't even know how it's gonna work. I'm gonna try to talk into. You know what? Actually, never mind. We'll talk about it later. But
What?
we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But yeah, this is why you should minimize the amount of times you go to the grocery store. Honestly, if I had like neurodivergent amounts of currency, I probably would just pay somebody to buy shit for me.
Oh, of course. That just saves you time.
No, it saves me time and it saves me the agony, the disgust, the revulsion of like walking into a grocery store and having to view the demographic set up. Okay, that sounds racist. Hold on. The kind of people, not based on race, that would frequent that location for their grocery needs.
Mm.
Like I remember like one time when we were like waiting for a buddy of ours, that same buddy, and we went into that grocery store because you were telling me about the ice cream or whatever. That's pretty good. And we walked in there, and it's like an upper. It at least has the connotation of being like a nicer kind of
The right
grocery
folk.
store.
The white folk.
Yeah. But everybody in there, even like the employees, they seemed kind of like out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at one of those
Like-
locations, but in another city, I saw this like hot girl. I should have said something, but I was with the folks. I don't like hitting hitting on chicks in front of the folks.
No, that's not a good idea. You don't do that.
Yeah. But she looked like she was like some Middle Eastern or something. She was.
Oh wait, yo, that could have worked.
What?
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
regardless. Well, she didn't have the garb.
that's not even a religious thing.
I mean, kinda.
It's like a cultural thing more than a religious thing. You're technically not breaking any like code if you don't wear it.
Technically, but it gets a little muddy because I don't know that necessarily like where exactly they get some of the stuff, but I know like the Quran versus like the hadiths, it's like then you get into like a different set of rules where it's like now it's like they apply so much more than they could have actually before.
Yeah, but the hadiths are like very much, and I've heard this from several people that are actually like either in the religion or are versed in the religion. The hadiths are kind of like suggestions. It seems like.
Yeah,
Like they're like a last resort if you can't find anything, and even then, it doesn't really hold as much weight as if it was in the Quran.
Regardless, that's where people are getting things like music is a sin or like stuff like that. Like you can't listen to any music.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, I know. Like Sneeko, he was like saying at one point he couldn't listen to music. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't still abide by that, but
He listens to like the worst kind of music too.
yeah, he was like, guys, I can't listen to music.
Bro, there's like one video I was watching, and he was like, it was like of him streaming or whatever, and he was like updating himself on Black British rappers.
We could go Gat for Gat, or we could go Riz for Riz.
England is my city.
Yeah, that's it's every day, bro.
It is every day. Maybe we misguided. We were misjudging that artistic expression in the form of Sonic painting. Maybe it's every day, bro. It's about the everyday struggles of your honest working middle class to lower middle class man going into work. It's every day, bro. He's just had enough of his job. He's had enough of his manager, his coworkers. It's every day, bro. And it's every day, bro. The Sonic painting, as I mentioned beforehand, is just an audible reflection of his ceasing to tolerate the everyday.
What about that Disney Channel flow?
That's because he has to go home to his kids who watch Disney Channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's only a good thing for Drake.
Well, because he likes kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that? It's not even. It shouldn't be that funny, but it really is. The edit of like Epstein as Drake.
I don't know if I saw that.
Oh, it's great.
I've seen I'm the Map with Drake as the map,
I'm the map.
and then there's a picture of Epstein's Island on the map.
That's a video, right?
Yeah, but
yeah, I
I
gotta
don't
watch
know.
that when I get the
I don't
chance.
know. That music might be copyrighted, folks. You know, if only we didn't have to. If only we didn't have to pay attention to the copyright. You know, interesting.
Moving on.
Okay. Oh, damn. Danny Roddy just replied to me on Twitter.
Oh, damn.
I was asking him about coffee. Because, you know, I had actually, well, here's a story for you before I read Danny Roddy's reply. I haven't even finished reading it. Now, here's the thing. So I had a problem with my Indian doctor. I don't know if I mentioned that on here. I might have, possibly. I'm not sure. I've mentioned it outside of maybe here. But anyway, my Indian doctor, that guy's he's not intelligent. You know, for being an Indian, you should know a lot more. Well, actually, I don't know.
Hey.
I think I'm giving Indians too much credit here, but pretty much when it came to like this, because I had been taking levothyroxine. Now I'm not actually taking that one. I'm spoiler alert. I'm taking Lavoxyl is similar, but I'm also taking liothyronine, which is a T3 T4 mix now. Well, it's two different medications, but it's T3 and T4 instead of just T4. So, you know, basically a lot of doctors will prescribe, like when you have any sort of like a need for thyroid hormone, they'll only prescribe the inactive hormone versus the inactive hormone and the active hormone, or just the active hormone. So T3 is the active hormone. They will often just do the T4 monotherapy, which a lot of people don't see as good of results when they're on that as opposed to being on both. Because the thyroid itself, you know, has different like ratios than just pure T4. And also, well, I think the actual like dosage produced by the thyroid itself is probably like 80-20. So pretty much you're missing out on certain aspects of the hormone. And then also the T4 is turning into reverse T3 as well as T3. So now you're having to deal with any effects from that. So yeah, it comes with its own complications, but you know, doctors, they don't give a shit. They just go with what they're told. And also medicine is like 17 years behind where it actually should be, because they're like study to practice takes like 17 years to actually happen. And even that being the case, the doctors are just going to go with the academic consensus. So even if the consensus was wrong in 17 years, they're just going to go with that. So that's where you get like the saturated fat being bad for you and all that stuff. So yeah, congratulations, doctors. Yeah, you do terrible things. But here's the thing. So I basically had told him that I had problems with that one, like that I had seen more success just taking like desiccated thyroid, and then he just ignored sort of my explanations of feeling better. He's just like, oh yeah, you know, I doubt it. You're entitled to your opinion, but I doubt it. And so he's like, you know, he started laughing about it too. Like he thought it's like impossible. Probably not knowing much about thyroid anyway, because he's like a general like care. He's not like a endocrinologist. So I don't know. He just kind of went with what my endocrinologist was already doing beforehand. Which also I had that endocrinologist when I had no idea about anything related to thyroid, because I was, first of all, a kid. And even in my adolescence, I hadn't really looked much into it. So, you know, therefore, I didn't know much. I just went with what was given to me. But then I had started asking questions, and then that's when he had a problem. And then he had tried to dismiss my questions. He got mad about the fact that I was asking questions. And it seemed like he slipped up and like was saying incorrect things out of anger, because he was so annoyed by what I was asking him. And so basically I was asking him about like basically getting T4, T3, and he was like saying that doesn't matter. Like, you know, and then if anything, I think he like his slip up was he accidentally said like T3 converts to T4 when that's not true. I don't know. That might've just been like out of frustration, like him saying that, or maybe he's just literally stupid. Either one works, but it could have been both. But basically I went to a new doctor, got a new mix, of the thyroid medication. And so, you know, there you go. You just, if you have a problem with your doctor, find a new doctor, or, you know, those drugs, I'm just saying, you know, from Mexico, it's apparently you can just buy them online from Mexico and you can get them too. But if you want to know more about what to dose, I suppose it would actually be good to go to a doctor, because I don't even necessarily know the exact right dosage for myself, like just based on levels. Like I haven't looked that far into it, but anyway, Danny Roddy.
Wait.
Guy. What?
Or just don't go to the doctor.
Well, if you want to get prescribed the medication, oftentimes you do have to go to the doctor. I mean, depends on what you need. But anyway, you know, if you don't need medication, then don't go to the doctor.
Does anybody really need medication?
It can help in the short term, at least.
By the way, this is not medical advice.
Yeah. Anyway, point being, you can get help through medication. Like it's not like all medication will kill you. It's not like all medication's bad. There's plenty of ways in which doctors will try to push pills onto you that you don't need. It's true. Like, you know, if your cholesterol looks a little high, like I literally, like, you know, my other doctor, the new one, which this is a bit of a problem, but like I asked the doctor. Well, I didn't ask the doctor actually. She just said your cholesterol looks a little bit high right now. And then she's like, have you been prescribed a statin? I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you prescribe me a statin if my cholesterol is a little bit high? Like, and first of all, cholesterol being high isn't actually inherently bad, but also like their first resolution, even though progesterone like production relies on cholesterol. So if anything, the cholesterol being higher is good for hormones. They'll try to get you to forcibly lower your cholesterol. So yeah, that shows you how little even the doctors that are willing to prescribe the right medications will, in certain cases, see other issues and not really know too much about it. But point being, Danny Roddy, very inspired from Ray Peat. He pretty much just talks a lot about what Ray Peat talked about. He's done a lot of I mean, you know, out of everybody that's read up on him, you know, Danny Roddy knows a lot. He was tweeting about coffee, and he was talking about how to make Ray Peat inspired coffee. And then he's talking about how like Ray Peat encouraged basically using like the pour over at a lower temperature, like pouring water at a lower temperature, because the things that are in coffee, such as terpenoids, trigonylene, chlorogenic acid, melanoidins, and then so on, are most soluble at lower temperatures. And so he said, if you dump boiling water over the grounds, you're going to be missing a bunch of the good stuff. And then Ray Peat, he puts a quote from him: I use a fine grind and moisten the ground slightly with warm water first, then slowly add water of increasing temperature. The tastier aromatic things dissolve first at low temperature. And as they are removed, the hotter water gets the progressively less soluble things. And it makes a very intense, dark, almost opaque extract. And so, yeah, he just talks about that. There's like, he's posting a study that shows like there's 1,000 substances in coffee, including caffeine, diterpenoic alcohols, potassium, niacin, magnesium, and the antioxidants, chlorogenic acid, and I don't know how you tocopherols, or is it tocopherols? I don't know, but anyway, I've read the term so many times, but I've never actually pronounced it. But anyway, point being, you know, despite coffee having all these things which can be beneficial, I've noticed that even though I was able to drink, let's say, like 4 cups of coffee a day back in the day, I had noticed over time, not really over time, it's just it more so popped up in more recent years, that I had began getting inflammation from the coffee. And I would say this was in just the past couple of years. And it was mostly in the back. I would have like sore issues with sore muscles. And then I even tried coffee after the fact. Like after I had stopped drinking coffee, I tried reintroducing it just for like a couple days, like a cup a day, just to see how it would react. Still having the inflammation problem. So again, I ceased because I was like, well, it's not really working out for me. So I had asked Roddy about it. I'm like, I had asked Roddy about it. And I wanted to know, because like I had even asked my doctor about this, and her answer was very insufficient. The one that I have now, because I asked, I'm like, well, what's the problem? And then her response was somehow that the DHEA I'm taking is causing it, even though I had already had the inflammation prior to taking the DHEA. And so also the DHEA plus the progesterone actually helps lower cortisol. So it actually lowered the adrenal response from the coffee, like the issue with the production of cortisol. So it should actually lower the stress that I'm feeling from the coffee, and therefore lower the inflammation. Even our other friend was saying you should take about like 5 milligrams of DHEA if you're drinking a cup of coffee for that reason. And so basically, you know, these things make me think, well, and if anything, I've taken like Cordinon when drinking Coke. It's Cordinon that I take the combination in for my DLabs, but I've drank like Mexican Coke, which has some caffeine in it. And if I don't drink if I don't take the Cordinon with the Coke, I actually notice more inflammation than if I take them together. So it can't be that. Like it's not that. But I did ask Danny Roddy about it. Let's see what he said, because I did eat it with food. He said maybe using it along with food. I did have it with food when I retried it. There had been times where I was taking it like without food, but if anything, in recent years, that's how I've been taking it. But he said, did you try diluting it with heavy cream and adding sugar and maybe using it along with food? Yeah, I mean, like he's pretty much giving like the basic advice that I would have heard before. And the thing is, like, Not heavy cream. I've tried it with milk. I haven't tried it with heavy cream before. I've tried it with like half and half at most. But the problem too is like I've looked for heavy cream and they all have gellan gum. Have you noticed that? Not even just
it's a
carrageenan.
real shame.
Not even carrageenan.
Wait, actually,
you can't get away from gellan gum, whatever it is.
I think mine only has carrageenan.
Well, I think the carrageenan might be worse.
Okay. You just got to shit on everything, huh?
But I'm just saying, like, it's like
I've only found. I went through I went to a local grocery store one time at night because that's actually kind of a funny story, but maybe I'll circle back to it. Well, actually, yeah, I'm already here. So I was hanging out with my buddy, and we were gonna go to the gym because we used to go to the gym like late at night. And he was busy doing some stuff on his phone that was important, and then he's like, "Okay, bro, we're gonna go to the gym after this, but I really need to take a shit." So we stopped at the nearest grocery store, and he went to the bathroom and did his business. So I was just kind of meandering around because he drove me there. And while I was there, I was like, "Oh, let me check and see if I can find any heavy cream without anything besides, milk and or cream." And literally all of them have some other shit in there. It'll be like carrageenan or some kind of gum, or it'll be 2% or less of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
The only ones that I could find that didn't have anything like that were the really tiny cartons, like the ones like that are like slightly bigger than like the milk cartons you get at school lunch. Those are the only ones that have like just cream. But the thing is, I mean, unless you're only using it for like a one-time thing, you're gonna need to buy a lot of them.
Yeah, that's gonna pile up.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I don't know where to get good cream because
you'd have to go to a farm, I think.
Really? Unfortunate.
Maybe a farm. Well, I mean, if you just go to a country that doesn't poison its populace with food, that's another option.
Yeah. Here I am eating raisins that probably have pesticides on them.
But then you're going to be paying like a shit ton more taxes. Unless you become like a permanent resident. I don't know if permanent residents pay taxes. I think they do, actually. Might depend on the country. Either way.
Just live underground.
Yeah, that's another. Or just buy a cow.
Put the cow underground.
Yeah, with you.
I just like don't know where I put a cow. Like, I don't have the backyard space.
Give it a simulation of a backyard that's like really wide, and then yeah, there you go. Put some Oculus Rift on that shit.
I'd rather get. Oh yeah, that works. I'd rather get a goat though.
Goats are much more. They're easier to handle because they kind of don't need much.
I would get a goat. Put a fence and get a goat. The goat doesn't need as much space.
Yeah, a lot of those like Middle Eastern and like Eastern Mediterranean countries, like the Greeks, I know, for example, they don't even have like a ton of grazing land. So that's part of the reason why goats are so like common as like a food item, because they just kind of like, they're like mountain animals. They don't really need much. It's incredibly easy to raise them and so on. So yeah.
Well, there you go. So, Mr. Greg, you had some sort of thing to talk about when it came to Quora, you said?
Oh yeah. Hold on. I'm I am conversing real quick. Let me converse in my mind for a second, and then I'll get back to you on how to start this very short segment.
Well, Mr. Greg's telling me here that I can just ad lib our interlude here. So since it's an interlude, I may as well use some ad libs from interludes. Ah!
Is that an interlude?
Is it not? I mean, technically, it's an interlude within a song. It doesn't have to be a separate track.
Did it say interlude on the album? Because I know a few.
It doesn't have to be an actual track. It could just be the interlude between two songs. It's like a section of the song.
In the beginning or end of a song.
Yeah. I remember you was conflicted. Misusing your influence. The evils of Lucy was all around me. I was screaming in the hotel room. Ah!
All right, here we go. I'm gonna need you to allow me to share my screen.
Yeah, okay. Just pop it in there.
Why'd you say it like a Wisconsin low T father?
I don't know.
Hey, you better get your grades up, Buster. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go to Disneyland in the summer. All right, present. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to do multiple tabs. All right, so
I saw my wife bringing home a black. That was not very nice.
it wasn't nice for her to do that. Okay, so here's some back story. So actually, I don't even need to open another tab. Well, it's going to open another tab anyway. How does this work? If I share my screen and I click something on the tab I'm sharing and it opens a new tab, does that automatically get like shared or?
No, it shares per tab unless you're sharing the whole window. But you present, you share screen, present, share screen, and then you can click tab instead of window. It's at the top. It'll default to tab.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not going to pull up the next tab you open.
Oh my god! All right.
Oh god.
So, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes. So, just the other day, I was there's this guy I know. This guy that has a very peculiar that I didn't even know was a really based username until recently. So my conversion into the Hall of Red Meat pause. And his username was like something revolving around ground beef and eating it. And so one day, I don't know, I just had a curiosity. I was like, hey, bro, how much ground beef do you eat in a day? And he was like, oh, well, I eat about X amount. I had to change it up a bit because for whatever reason, he didn't really specify. And then I asked, how much?
Eating so much of it.
I guess so.
I mean, sometimes I like to break up the flavor, like with just straight like steak. I mean, I don't eat a lot of steak anymore, but I got some sirloin strips today because I'm kind of like, I really enjoy like a good ground beef bowl, but sometimes you just need some variety.
What I used to do is I used to have ground beef and then I'd switch it up with ground lamb.
That's a good choice too.
Yeah, the flavor profile is so different that it's kind of enough on its own.
I should.
And then if you want more protein, you just add an egg. But anyway, I asked him like fatty or lean. He's like, oh yeah, probably 80-20. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But he's a European. He's actually from the country of interest in Eastern Europe. But anyway, he told me how much he eats in like kilograms because they use a metric system. So I had to look up how many burgers or how many what a kilogram is into pounds. And I looked it up. It's like 2 pounds. So I looked up how many burgers can you make with 2 pounds of ground beef. So I looked it up, got this tab or this link on Quora showing up in my thing. First thing is you can see it, right?
Now we can.
Yeah. Okay. First thing is this broad saying it depends on how hungry you are. If you're really hungry, I'd say at least 10 burgers. But anyway, the answer is like 8 burgers roughly if you're going for like quarter pounds.
Quarter pound is the standard.
Yeah. But anyway, so this broad, I notice her instantly. I see the answer. This is the first time ever I've seen a photo on Quora like that. That wasn't like some kind of graph or anything like that. Maybe it's because of what I look up on Quora, which I will not go into for many reasons. Whoa. But anyway,
you're not looking up penis extension on Quora?
No, why would you do that when you have? That's actually a great topic. You should talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Anyway, yeah, you've already got that covered. Why would I look that up on Quora? But usually on Quora, what happens is that's where when I was like big into history and like anthropology stuff like that, I'd find stuff here like that, and it would always be like graphs or like maps or shit like that, but never just a photo. So I get this answer, and I don't even notice it entirely first because like you have to like hit expand or whatever, and I see this picture of this girl, and she looks pretty nice, but I'm just thinking, what does this have to do with the topic at all? What in the world could possibly have made somebody think, yes, this is an answer. This is a very simple answer to a very simple question. Let me post a picture of what I assume would be them. I have my doubts on that, though. So what I did was I saw this and I was like, all right, let's see what's going on with this profile. I didn't even know you could do this on Quora, but I went to the profile. How do I switch tabs?
You got to go to the next tab and then click share this tab instead.
Okay. So I went to the like page of this broad, right? And I don't know. Look at this shit, bro. I go through it and it's all just like seemingly simple answers to stuff, like random stuff. But every like single one, or not every single one, but a lot of them, she just posts random photos with them of her. I'm assuming
this is her.
I have no way of knowing whether it is or not. I'm gonna assume it is. Give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, look at this. This is about.
How about we reverse? You can reverse image search images?
Yeah. Don't you need like a website for that though?
Let me find it. Because like if you just plug these in, let's see if we can find like where this is actually from.
Because the thing is,
unless these are original images.
These look too good to not be like some professional thing. And
yeah,
I really doubt somebody like that is on Quora.
Why would somebody just start posting those? You know.
So my first thought, I don't know, maybe it's a bit too cynical. My first thought was, she's trying to promote her OnlyFans by answering questions on Quora, which is a very, honestly, I got to give her props for trying that because I wouldn't have even have thought of that. But yeah, you get anything or?
I sent you a link to a site
on the
private chat. So what that does is like you can copy the URL, just like right click the image URL for one of those pictures, and we could go to the other tab and just try pasting it in there and reverse image searching. But you should probably pull up that other tab.
Hold on. Copy image address.
And then you got to share the other tab.
Oh yeah, this is Tanya. I've used this before.
Yeah.
All right. Paste. And let's see. 68-bit. Oh, okay. Fapello.com.
That doesn't sound right.
That does not sound right at all.
I don't know if you should definitely not open that on the stream.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Hold on.
You might have to take a look.
Life with Alina.
Fapachi.com. Dude, what is going on?
Hold on, let me stop sharing this. Let me see what's going on here.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Please don't give me a virus. Oh wait, what? Oh, it's Jerkmate. It's weird because the actual, I don't know, there's nothing explicit here. I don't know if I'm just not going to share it just in case though. All these photos are like Instagram photos. They're not like explicit. Yeah. They're just like highly suggestive. So I thought Jerkmate was like a porn site.
All right, let's look up Apache helicopter. Nude OnlyFans leak page 11. Yeah, so there are pornographic images on that site that I'm seeing right now.
Is it of her though?
No, I just looked up the website to see what was going on.
Oh,
so yeah, those are those sorts of websites. So what is going on?
Yeah, now this makes it even more complicated. Why are you posting these?
How does that is it to get more upvotes? Like maybe the guys are like, man, I like seeing this image. Let me press up on this. And then that somehow gets you more of whatever the Quora version of karma is.
Why would anybody care? When have you ever heard anybody brag about like Quora clout? Ever?
Yeah, this isn't Reddit.
I thought Quora was like a niche thing until recently.
No. Everybody knows about Quora. Because whenever you look up a question on Google, it just like pops up with a Quora forum.
No. What happens is it comes up with a Reddit post. And if the Reddit post isn't there or if it's not helpful, then the next one is Quora.
It used to be that Quora would just show up.
Well, it depends on what you're looking up.
Yeah. Well, Reddit is actually a wealth of knowledge compared to Quora just because of how many people are interacting on there. Like it's so easy to just text something into chat or whatever it is as a reply.
Found for Reddit, it's good for like simple tasks like how do I do X, like functionality type stuff. Like how do I do this? What is the problem with this kind of thing? But Quora is much more, well, again, this might just be my bias. It seems more like if you're looking for like deeper topics.
Yeah. The Redditors are simpletons sometimes.
They can be very degenerate. I
If
see
it's like a
many.
philosophical question, I don't think you're going to find it on Reddit. It's Quora.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Quora is more honest than Reddit. Reddit is like very like libcucked. Quora is like, it's a mix.
You should.
You get some real shit on Quora.
Quora.
You know?
Quora is definitely not definitely of a different type than Reddit. We'll say that.
So anyway, onto penis extension. So basically, like there was this guy telling us about how he had ordered a package. We're not going to out who this is, but we're going to say what he did. I'm not going to even say what country he's from or what, but he's not. Now that I said that, he's foreign. But basically,
Well, he lives in America, doesn't he? Or did?
But not now.
He said in one video that you were watching where it was like here in the United States.
No, I'm talking about the guy that ordered the pump.
Oh, you're talking about that guy.
Yeah, I'm talking about how we got introduced to this channel.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So there's a guy we know that I guess we were talking to him online. Excuse me. And so he ordered this pump to enhance his erectile quality. And so I hadn't even realized what he meant by EQ, but then he's like, no, erection quality. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Like an equalizer.
Yeah, I was like parametric EQ. And so, what is this? FL Studio. And so basically he had it. Well, I guess he couldn't get it delivered to him, but because customs was, I don't even know if I guess it was customs, but yeah, they were being assholes about it. But basically what he did was he was showing us these videos from this guy named Leo in Longevity. And so, what do you remember about Leo? Because I don't remember his story.
He's an Arab.
Yeah, well, I guess that's about it. Let me look up because he got iced in Thailand as well. The Daily Beast called him a YouTube penis enlargement grifter. Well, I wouldn't call him that.
Grifter.
Is it a grifter? From? Yeah, what's he grifting about? Because he's giving real advice. I mean, you watch his videos. That's it. We started watching them because we were like, yo, let's see this guy's videos. Because he was saying that's where he got the idea from to use pumps, and like he said, jelking's bad and all that. And so pretty much we go to this guy's channel. He's talking about how he's like busting 9 loads in an hour and a half and not even going on soft, and he's like fucking he's restoring his foreskin and all that. And so, it's very interesting stuff. It's very compelling. I started watching his stuff, not even related to the penis stuff. I just started he has like cognitive enhancement videos and all that. And he was like using this thing. It's like extracted from like pig brain that you can like inject into yourself. And it's supposed to help you with like cognitive, like it's neuroprotective. I don't know. It has to do with like enhancement cognitively because he had these, I guess, like tremors in his hands or something. And then he had like anxiety, and he said it fixed both of those for him. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you had like maybe trauma or something, that would be pretty good. I mean, progesterone works too, but, and there are many other neuroprotective things you could use, but basically I'm still using that word a lot. Anyway, he has very informative content, I would say, or he had, I think his girlfriend's the one doing it now, or I don't know, ex, cause I guess, I think I had read that she even left him before he died or something, but I don't know. I don't know the exact story with that. So basically she's running the channel now, and he has perished, but he had a lot of information, about men's health. Now, as far as whether all of his advice was sound, now that would be up to looking more into it. But here's the thing, like he was talking about progesterone, and he actually was saying too that it is beneficial for men's health because it turns into allopregnanolone, which is something that is directly related to that. And so the thing here would be that it is like if you take more progesterone, then you have more of that because it's a metabolite of it. So I tested the theory yesterday. I took some progesterone, and let me tell you, yeah, I was pitching a tent after probably like 8 hours later.
I woke up today like 5 a.m, and I was in a daze, half awake, half asleep, trying to find any sliver of motivation to continue breathing. But anyway, and I was going through my phone briefly before I decided to do something productive with my morning, and I saw you posted that in a chat, and I was like, what? There's no way he actually posted. I thought it was like a dream that I had for some reason. That was the most off. Like, why would you post that?
Because it was interesting to know.
Nobody else would know the context.
It's informative.
Jesus Christ!
It's venerating it's avenging. It's venerating the idea that progesterone is actually good for men's sexual health, and it's actually venerating my name here. It's avenging my clout, within the space of using hormone supplementation, and people saying that I'm going to grow boobs from it. Whereas, I'm pitching a tent. So, which
some
one,
people
look, I have really leveled up by stating that. So the haters can no longer deny the results.
I mean, they can. They just be wrong.
Yeah, they'd be wrong. Exactly. Because I have not grown boobs. I'll say that. I have not grown boobs. And I have had no feminizing effects. So, suck it. But the thing is as well, what?
Because it wasn't the claim also that if given to a female, it would help with that.
Yes.
So,
it would feminize a woman.
You see how that could be confusing?
Yes, but it has different processes within the body because there are other hormones at play. So obviously, like supplementing something could have different effects.
Could it not be that if you're already a very feminine man, that could be the result?
I think it would have to do.
That's why it's like suggested for like transitioning and stuff like that.
I think possibly because of how your body would be processing hormones already. It may have to do with how it's supposed to reduce estrogen. Especially, depending on the dosage for the man and the woman, but that's the idea with using it. So if you're, I don't think you want excess estrogen, even if you are trying to force yourself into, I don't know if you need excess estrogen to force yourself into being a tran, I'm not sure, but I haven't looked too much into their version of how they supplement things, but I could see how, using a certain amount of it could do that, though. They use estradiol, so if anything, they are using estrogen. So I think that might be doing a lot more of it to actually get them to the point where the progesterone is doing that. Perhaps. Maybe there's some sort of way that they're combining them that's doing it. Because if anything, progesterone is supposed to lower excess estrogen, but they are supplementing estrogen.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know. It's very wonky the way they're doing it, obviously, because like they're trying to force the body to. Well, it's not even really force the body to produce necessarily, but they're trying to like change what the body actually is using, in a way that they're forcing the healthy hormones down as well, because like they're making sure that their testosterone isn't as high as it actually should be for men.
I like how you assumed it was a man.
Well, let's think about it.
Let me be clear.
Let me be queer.
He is. Allegedly. Allegedly.
But yeah, point there being is like, yeah, I see why people would think that if they have a very surface level view of how the hormones work, which obviously I don't have like the complete view, or else I would be able to identify exactly how the transgender stuff's working. But aside from the fact that they are just like, trying to block hormones, and that would make more sense as to how, like, if you were to block all the hormones that have to do with the male hormones, and then you're literally just supplementing like with the ratios of how females have them, then it would make more sense as to how you're feminizing yourself, as opposed to taking something which men also have, and even having an endogenous amount of it, or I guess it's you're supplementing endogenously, and then what would the actual term be? I don't know. Anyway, having a surplus of it actually does have masculinizing effects for men as well.
Wait, say that again?
I'm saying, like, basically, like, if you're to be somebody that wants to switch, you are already trying to block the hormones that your body is producing naturally, and then replacing them with ratios that would have to do with what the other sex already has, as opposed to somebody who has the healthy hormone profile, or at least is trying to improve the hormone profile in the way of which their sex is, and they're just giving themselves additional hormones to work with. Like the progesterone is something that, since it turns into allopregnenolone, you're just giving yourself more of that to work with, and the allopregnanolone actually is important for a lot of the things being discussed, including like I think I don't know if it was just erection quality or what, but I like there were other things like that. I guess, you know, just having sex drive. Like I think that actually was what the video was about, just increasing sex drive, I'm pretty sure. So basically,
Yeah.
you know, that would be the case. Like if you were just giving your body more to work with on that end, and your hormones aren't just like fucked over in general, then you'd be able to use it in that way, as opposed to somebody that is forcing their body to use it another way. But I also did take the DHEA with it, which is, I mean, it's not that the progesterone by itself would necessarily feminize if you don't use it with DHEA, but I'm using it with DHEA, which itself is also masculinizing. And then on top of that, the two together essentially act more like a pregnenolone, which is supposed to be like the master of hormones. So if anything, the hormones are being very well regulated by those two together. I think if you were to give, like, you know, because I know Georgie even said, like, he was saying, like, why don't, you know, transes, you know, whatever. Can I say that?
I don't think you can.
Okay, well, 56 minutes. Anyway, Georgie was saying that basically the what are you supposed to call them?
Decepticons.
The Transformers. Georgie was saying about the Transformers that basically he was saying why don't they just use pregnenolone, seeing as pregnenolone is the master of hormones, and that would essentially mean that when you're playing around with the hormones, you have less of a problem of like causing any sort of imbalances, because the pregnenolone itself is what oversees the rest of them. But at the same time, it's like, how would you make sure that it's not just regulating the hormones in which, you know, the way that your sex demands, you know? So like if you're a man taking it, why isn't it just increasing the testosterone and other things? And why, if you're a woman, why isn't it just keeping you more feminine? Like, why would it help bring you the other way? Unless, of course, I guess you were like using hormones to the extent that, like, on top of that, that would be, because you couldn't just use pregnenolone and change sexes. Like you would need to, I mean, you can't use any hormones and change sex, but you know, you can't just use pregnenolone and expect to see the opposite effect of what you have in your body as far as hormones go. You would have to probably like supplement things below that, like, you know, estrogen and all and such. Another thing was like that, you know, I know Leo was talking about this as well, but, you know, this is something I think I even heard Georgie say, or somebody that was quoting Georgie or something, having to do with the actual, like, it's not actually progesterone that's used for birth control. Because if anything, I mean, again, like if it's making women more feminine and it's making men more like having higher sex drives, I mean, it's not like it's really being used on men. But if we're talking about birth control itself, like how it's given, when it actually is given to men, it's causing more of those feminizing effects, like how, you know, like it's in the tap water because there's estrogen in it. It's not progesterone. The progestins, like it's like a synthetic thing, and it's not actually acting as progesterone. It's acting as estrogen in the body.
What?
Birth control is not actually progesterone. It's a synthetic thing that acts more like estrogen in the body. So the men that are having, like, you know, because like women are pissing out the birth control. First of all, it's making the women that take it not more feminine, if anything, when they're taking birth control. I mean, as you can clearly see, like they
such a great phrase, pissing out the birth control.
They're pissing out the birth control into the water supply. The men are drinking the estrogens,
and the water's making the guys gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait
a
minute.
In the water turning the men gay.
He was one step behind. Well, no, he was right about the other thing too, actually.
But had you not heard about like how that actually was happening to frogs?
No, yeah, I did hear about the frogs.
Yeah, exactly. So like
I didn't ever look into it in detail, but I did see the article with like the little thing under it where I was saying he's right.
Alex, like he's not just coming up with things out of his ass. Like he actually is looking into what he talks about. So even if he may be wrong sometimes, like, you know, a lot of the time he's actually not wrong.
Did I tell you about that thing? You know, that one event where like the day after it happened, he basically like gave the full story.
You're talking about the twins.
No. I'm talking about. Jesus, you couldn't have picked like a better, like, yeah, that.
You know, he predicted it as well.
Did he actually?
Yeah, there was a video showing him like talking about how that like the government was setting something up exactly like that. Like he was basically talking about like Al Qaeda and stuff. I forgot exactly what he mentioned in the video, but I think he even mentioned like I need to find the video honestly. Let me see if I can find it. But I don't think I could play it, could I?
I mean,
it says on July 25th, 2001 apparently that he predicted it. Let me see.
As long as it doesn't mention, that, it might be fine.
That.
Like if it's just no foreign entities.
Sure. Let me see real quick here. Oh, it's like a 2-minute video. I mean, like you could just censor it if need be, because I'm not gonna watch 2 minutes and then come back and watch 2 minutes.
What do you mean?
I'm saying I'm gonna play it, and if it needs to be cut, it needs to be cut.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, why did it not? There we go. I don't know why the audio cut out. Oh my god, is that the loudest it goes?
It looks like he'll attack New York.
Damn, he gained a ton of weight.
Is that the highest it goes? Yeah, I guess it is.
I can hear fine. Now I can't.
Dude, it's like every time I play the video again, it's like it mutes.
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening.
Saying that bin Laden's a CIA asset and looks like he'll attack New York. Saying, call Washington. Tell him to call off the attack.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad that you could join us today for this Wednesday, July 25th, 2001
July
broadcast.
25th,
Tyranny
2001.
is enveloping the globe, and the United States is a shining jewel the globalists want to bring down, and they will use terrorism as the pretext to get it done. So that's coming up in the second half of the show. Very important information. I'm going to put the call out that you call the White House and tell them, look, we've seen the news stories that you've wanted to blow things up, that you have blown things up, and that you're saying that 4 million of us are going to die and we need martial law and the Associated Press.
What did Eminem do?
Oh, it took me a while.
And that we're at one of your little drills you had, and that we're aware of who the terrorists are if you pull this. This can stop this Hitlerian Reichstag event. I want to put the toll-free number up for Congress. And I won't want you to believe Alex Jones. I want you to
calling
get
Congress
these news stories
do?
off my website.
Or
I want
calling
you to
the
call
White
these
House,
major
actually.
newspapers. I want you to find out these statements were true by the White House about preparing for martial law. And I want you to let them know that if there is any terrorism, we know who to blame. The point is, if any terrorism comes, it's from this government. And if there was an outside threat like a bin Laden, who was a known CIA asset in the 80s, running the Mujahideen war, and whose family builds all the military bases over in Saudi Arabia right now, and sits on the board of Iridium Satellite. He's the boogeyman they need in this Orwellian phony system.
Literally predicts it right there.
I want the White House numbers up there now.
Literally predicts it right there. Like, I mean, he's just literally paying attention and just showing people the facts. Oh.
After you research all the government terrorism and check out what I'm saying is true, call the White House and tell them, we know the government's planning terrorism. We know Oklahoma City and World Trade Center was terrorism. We know the Joint Chiefs of Staff wanted to blow up airliners, Baltimore Sun. If you do it, we're going to blame you because we know who's up to it. Or if you let some terrorist group do it, like the World Trade Center, we know who to blame. And you could save the planet. I'm calling it Operation Expose the Government Terrorist.
Probably shouldn't.
Not just close.
Call the feds and let them know you know what's up. That might not be a great idea.
Bro literally said Osama bin Laden and the World Trade Center.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there was an attack prior, but he is saying it's going to happen again. So
yeah, bro. I mean, it's like, come on, it's I'm not saying this man's a prophet.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
wait,
Prophet
no,
Jones.
wrong religion. My bad.
Okay, well, Hopefully that's allowed.
God
on
wills
YouTube.
it. Deus
I mean,
will.
that was
There
on,
we go.
you know, sometimes you could post things on Facebook that I don't even think YouTube is too happy about. Let me see. Let me see if I could find it on YouTube.
Find
Just to
what?
make sure make sure we're kind of in the clear here.
Alhamdulillah. Oh,
No, I'm trying to see if that Alex Jones video. I'm not sure that that's on YouTube. Yeah, 'cause
mashallah.
They start putting up notices as soon as you start looking it up, because I looked up Jones predicts 9/11 and then it says like September 11th attacks Wikipedia and it gives you the whole Wikipedia. Apparently
Please,
Donald Trump
please don't look into
apparently-
this.
Apparently Donald Trump predicted a large-scale terror attack before 9/11 in 2000.
Damn,
This one's on MSNBC. Are they blaming him for doing it?
that would be crazy.
They're like, Trump must have been responsible for that.
You know, I had a drink. I had a drink of Mr. Bin Laden. You know, we talked a little bit. He said he was talking about real estate in New York. You know, and I, you know, the way I am, the way I think, I put two and two together. Nobody else could do this besides me. I figured it out. I moved all my assets out. It's history.
You know, Trump doesn't drink though.
That's true. He doesn't.
I can honestly say I've never had a glass of beer in my life.
That's
Okay,
none of
let's see
his.
this
Beer
MSNBC.
sucks.
Let's see this MSNBC clip here. Let's see if Trump did it.
This is pre-Maddow.
BuzzFeed dug up an old quote
Well, it's
from
8 years
Donald
ago.
Trump talking about a large-scale terror attack 19 months before 9/11. In his 2000 book, The America We Deserve, Trump wrote, "I really am convinced we're in danger of the sort of terrorist attacks that will make the bombing of the 1993 Trade Center look like little kids playing with firecrackers."
Yeah, I mean it's kind of obvious why they mentioned the Trade Center. That's true because of the previous attack. So it's like, okay, well, you know, you could see why they would specifically draw there. It's not like they have some sort of intuition that gave them this idea. But this seems like, doesn't this seem like some sort of like fake quote? Like, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like they take celebrities and like they have them say something that they didn't actually, like the one where like LeBron's talking about like his plan in Germany.
You know, I was there in Germany in 1944, and I was talking to my buddy Adolf.
Yeah,
And I was
exactly.
telling
Like,
him,
this
you know,
seems
the
kinda
way-
like that.
The way
Or this
things are
seems like-
going.
Or this seems like one of those things that's like attributed to somebody that wouldn't usually say things that are profound, but it's like incredibly profound. You know what I'm talking about? It's like that kind of thing.
Not quite. Is it like the
Trump also
Sun Tzu
mentioned the
thing?
mastermind
Yeah.
of the attack, writing, quote,
Like you attribute a quote to somebody from Sun Tzu that isn't actually from them.
All warfare is based.
"One day,
He
we're
technically said
told that a
that.
shadowy figure with no fixed address named Osama bin Laden is public enemy number one, and U.S. jet fighters lay waste to his camp in Afghanistan. He escapes back under some rock, and a few news cycles later, it's on to a new enemy and a new crisis." Trump.
Wait.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
Oh, is he going to be upset that Trump said that the attack could have possibly been stopped? Well, you know, depending on who perpetrated that, I don't know.
I don't think you can really
Yeah.
justify not saying that. It seems kind of entirely
is this
avoidable.
really Trump before 9/11?
Yeah.
Have you read this?
It's 2000 in his book.
Are we making
Year
this? Somebody,
2000.
did you make
Nick.
this up, Mika?
Nick,
I did.
See, they're wondering if it's made up.
Did you make this up?
Yeah,
Nick,
exactly.
tell us it's over, right? Because
Will
you're
you
wrong
stop?
about everything.
Mika,
It's
That
so
guy's
over.
definitely gay. That guy's gay.
stop.
I
God.
think it's over.
What's that? What's the range?
You know, he has
You
the same
stop.
face as like
I think it's cute.
Well,
Warlock when he smiles.
okay,
Lois.
really quickly though. I mean, so Willie, that was
2000.
2000.
In a book he wrote in the year 2000.
Well, it was published in 2000. He could have written in 1999 for all we know.
Exactly. He might have
But
been a bit more precious.
So he basically predicted.
So are they like just shocked? Like they have nothing else to say on it? That's it?
You know, I wonder. I think this kind of thing is if you're even like remotely politically or even economically aware, it might not be that much of a big deal to predict something like that at that point in time.
It's kind of like how we do those things now, and then if they come true, it's like, well, we were right.
Yeah, I mean,
Whereas
it
like
could-
everybody that wasn't paying attention before, they're like, yo, how did you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, well, because I had been so young at the time of the event that I wouldn't have had time to have predicted it, you know. I guess I
I
should have
did.
just gotten on my grind.
Yeah, you're lacking. I told my parents I'm like 5 years old or whatever. Yo, it's like the LeBron thing. I was going to school, getting ready for recess, and I told my friend, I don't know what's going on in New York, but I have a big feeling something bad's gonna happen there in the next few years.
Well, you see, I was 7, and I decided to invest all of my money into I don't even know when Bitcoin emerged, but I decided to invest it all in Bitcoin because I had foreseen that a housing market crash was about to take place. And so I put all my money into it, and I came out successful. I was actually grinding, whereas the other kids were just lacking and then playing it at recess.
I actually did see an edit about the 2008 housing crisis with
An
LeBron.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron's just such a profound guy. I think he's up there with Trump and Jones.
I mean, he knows everything. He was even telling Jesus about Judas at one
Really?
point. Yeah.
I didn't even know
I was
that.
there with with the 12 disciples, me and Jesus. I was saying, I don't know what's going on with Judas, but something's off with him. And I saw him dip the bread in the wine. I told him, and Jesus looked at me and he just told, I forget what it was exactly, but something like that.
Wow. Let's see here.
Is Judas in heaven or hell? That's always something I never was clear on.
Why would he be in heaven?
Because he needed to be, hold on, he needed to be a stingy person for that to happen.
Well,
and
his
if
name
God
is
knows all
Judas.
things, then God put him there for that to happen.
His name is Judas. But the thing is, I'm just thinking, like, just because he had to do that, is that really just above punishment? Is that something that, because like, wouldn't that mean that there's many other people that commit like atrocities? Like, is this the only time that God has determined something to happen, like, and used people to do that? Or does he use like people in general?
Then it opens up the floodgates for that. Yeah, you're right. Like, there's somebody like I'm trying to think of like a biblical guy that's kind of shit. I can't think of any.
Who
right
was
now.
it? How did this work? It was like Noah's son had seen Noah naked, and then his son turned black because of that.
Wait, what?
Like it was like
What
Noah's.
the fuck?
Yeah, you hadn't heard of
What?
this? It was like the curse of Canaan or something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about? Hold on, let me see if I can find this.
I mean, admittedly, it's been a while since I read.
Curse of
Genesis,
Ham. Sorry, Curse of
shit.
Ham. Curse of Ham. In the book of Genesis, the curse of Ham is described as a curse which was imposed upon Ham's son Canaan by the patriarch Noah. It occurs in the context of Noah's drunkenness, and it is provoked by a shameful act that was perpetrated by Noah's son of Ham, who saw the nakedness of his father. The exact nature of Ham's transgression and the reason Noah cursed Canaan when Ham had sinned had been debated for over 2,000 years. But there was this was actually believed. I don't know. Let me see if I can find where this is. Because it was believed to be the cause of him turning black. Let me see. Curse of Ham, or I guess it would be Canaan, right? That one would be Canaan, no? I don't know. Curse of Canaan, black. It says of the 4 sons of Ham, only one could have possibly had black skin. Let me see. Yeah, the curse of Canaan and its relationship to the black race. Let's see that one. Because I mean, how else would black people have came about if Noah was the one reproducing? Was there really enough time for black people to emerge without there being some sort of curse?
I like how they kind of just retcon black people because they couldn't figure out how to make it happen. And then God made them black for some reason. There you go.
Are black people cursed? Gotquestions.org.
So wait. Is the Bible just is that just like a reverse Yakub myth?
Yeah, I guess so. Are they taking it because of this verse? It says, cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. That's Genesis 9:25. let's see, the descendants of Ham, according to the Bible, included the Assyrians, Canaanites, Egyptians, and Ethiopians.
Yeah,
Those
no,
those
only
who
one of
adhere,
those is black.
yeah, those who adhere to the theory that black or dark-skinned people are cursed have pointed to the fact that Ham's descendants include Africans. They also say Ham's name, which means hot in Hebrew, is evidence that the dark-skinned people of the world, who mostly come from warmer climates, are all Ham's children and therefore part of the curse of Ham. Early Christian theologians sometimes use this reasoning in an attempt to explain, not necessarily endorse, why some people were routinely enslaved.
You're saying that's a justification?
Well, here's the next paragraph. Invoking the curse of Ham was a tactic developed during the rise of the Atlantic slave trade in an effort to justify forced racial-based slavery.
You know, I can't talk about that, actually. Never mind.
You can't. I know you
Nope.
can't.
No, can't talk about it. I have not looked into it, but I've heard it's true several
Yeah.
times. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's cope or not.
Yeah. You can't talk more about it. It's okay. I mean, maybe we could just go over, do you think that actually, that's actually something consistent within Christianity? Or do you think that was just something that that people just didn't like black people came up with?
I don't think you can really come to that conclusion in Christianity. You could argue that they weren't, the best practicing Christians, which at that point in time, they would have been more, I don't want to say atheistic, but less inclined to follow the book, like word for word at that point in time. But even then, I don't know. You have to have like some jumping off point to get to that kind of conclusion.
Now, Noah did live before Jesus.
Yeah. But
So that would mean that
yeah, are you like saying like that the New Testament would take precedence?
well, I'm just thinking this is not inherent. Well, I'm we already have things to dance around here on the topic, but that wasn't even an intended pun. Point being is that I was saying, maybe there might have been some overwriting, when it came to the Bible. I don't know, maybe that was just something believed before the time of Jesus, and then maybe it trailed through because of that, but it's not necessarily like something that the Christians believe. Or I mean, I'm not saying that none of them advocate for that being the truth. I'm just saying more so that maybe their religion doesn't actually have justification for it, whereas the prior documents did.
Yeah, it doesn't, as far as I know.
Well, we'll have to look more into that.
Indeed, we shall.
Curse of Ham.
Ham is pretty cursed.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one reel on Instagram where it's like, is this ham organic? And then it's like a paragraph long description of the horrific process of making ham.
Sounds like vegan propaganda, though.
Maybe. I don't know. There's got to be a difference between like what's it called? Like deli ham, not even deli ham, like cold cut ham, and like, because isn't ham like Christmas ham is like actual? It's like a part of the pig, no?
Yeah. Isn't it like what part is it? Is it the shoulder or is it the butt? What is that? Isn't the ham the butt? Isn't that why you say you pressed hams if you press them against the window?
I've never heard that.
You never heard of that?
Nope. Ham is pork
like
from a
your
leg
hamstring?
cut. That
Yeah,
is
your
preserved
hamstring.
by wet or dry curing, with or without smoking as a processed meat. The term ham includes both whole cuts of meat and ones that have been mechanically formed. Okay.
Yeah, if you look at an image, we can pull up an image showing the different parts of the pig. Hold on.
Oh, like the cow one?
Yeah, but this one's for pig. Let's see this here. Let's see this here. Okay, so as you can see, the ham is gyat meat.
Whoa. God damn.
Yacht. Yeah, so you got the what the fuck is the jowl? I've never heard of that.
Is that just the head?
You just eat the whole thing?
I was telling somebody the other day about the Georgians, they got a dish where you eat the face of a sheep.
That sounds, I mean, as far as like, you know, it's good to eat nose to tail as far as health, but that sounds unsettling just seeing a face.
No, it was awful. You know, I found out about it because I was on Snap Maps, you know that, where you can like look at people's like public snaps around the world.
Yeah.
And I was just going like hopping from country to country. And I always went to the Middle East because there's always something really funny going on there. And then I went a bit further north and went to Georgia. And I just saw this like this banquet, this like platter of a bunch of food. And in the center, you just saw like a cooked like sheep's head. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell? And then I looked it up and I was like, yeah, that's like a common dish in the Caucasus region.
I'm going to look up a Snap Maps compilation, see if we can find that. Snapchat
cool.
memes compilation vines. Yeah, they got some of them. It doesn't seem like there's a lot actually. I think there's like a 1 minute one. There's like a 2 minute one, and then there's not really that many more. So we're tapping the well dry, you know.
Snapchat isn't really relevant anymore, is it? I only hear about it for like Tinder hookups.
Hey, yo, can I add you on Snap?
Have you seen the thing on like dating apps where they'll like explicitly say, if you ask for my Snap, you're done type thing?
Because it's like for kids?
I always thought it was because the implication is that it's like a sex app.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you slide up in the DMs on Snap, but you do that on Instagram too. So what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Are you supposed to just ask for the number? Like, what's the difference, man? If you're hitting on somebody, aren't you going to do that on the phone too? Is it because the messages disappear on Snap? I mean, she could still take a screenshot of your dick.
I mean, yeah, the only thing is with Snapchat is that they'll know if you screenshot. That's really the only difference. It's not really going to stop them from doing it.
But what's the difference?
I don't know.
If they already
I don't like it
do
because I just think it's like a not as great app as like Instagram. But from a dating perspective, I couldn't really see how it would be any different from Instagram. If anything, Instagram would be worse because it has the connotation of being for quick hookups anyway.
You know, there's this guy I know, and he tells me this story sometimes because he finds it so funny. Basically, there's this guy that we went to high school with that I knew, and one day, my friend tells me that the guy texts him just saying like, "Bro, I sent you a snap. Don't open it. It wasn't meant for you." And so
that's not good.
Yeah, apparently what it had been. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know if my friend was guessing or if he told him. I think he might have literally told him what it was. It's like a picture of his cock, and so my friend just laughs at the fact that it's like. I mean, obviously it's funny because I know the guy, but yeah, he told me he just like didn't even like look at it. But like I don't know if he deleted it or how he did that, but yeah, I don't know.
Don't you like have to open it eventually?
You might have to open it and not look. I saw you know this guy Al Jokes?
No.
You don't know him? He's this guy that does these funny videos. Like he's pretty good. I like him. He does this one video where it's like, you know, literally the same scenario, and it's some guy like telling him like don't open it, and then like he actually like does open it and like takes a peek, and then he like takes another look, but then he closes it even though his friend told him not to look at it. And then he's like, "So what do you think?" He's like, "What do you mean? I didn't look." He's like, "Oh." And then he's like, "Nah, bro, it was pretty good." And he's like, apparently he's like, send me one now. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. But anyway, let's check out this Snap meme compilation. Anti-Trump protest and with a certain complexion in the preview. I mean, this has got to be good.
Trump is now president of the United States.
Actually, like, okay. Well, is this not like a real Snap Map compilation? Is this just going to be like memes? Like the vines are showing up? Come on, tell me there's something real.
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant.
He's adding me. Yeah, that's kind of cringe.
Yeah.
How long is this? How long? 6 years ago? I feel like even for 6 years ago, you relate to it. Is that just the format for these? Like, is that going to be the same thing for this one? They don't actually have the real snap maps. Oh yeah, it's just the same video. What the hell? What the hell is this? Okay, that was a disappointment. That was a big disappointment because I guess people don't actually upload real snap map previews. The fuck is this?
Yeah.
That was very unfunny. And you know, the thing is, like, how long ago was that? That was 6 years ago. So like what? It was like that Trump meme had died already. Hadn't it? Because that was like fucking that had to be like 2018. That was from fucking 2016.
You can't really have a meme like that last longer than like at most a year.
Yeah, well that sucked. But anyway. Oh, wait. I think I found one. Funniest French snaps and videos. See, why don't we just look up compilations of people recording themselves? It's pretty much the same as just looking on a map, right? Let's see what the French are up to. It's better be not like a common denominator footage. Okay, well, something tells me that music's gonna be a little copyrighted. Bro, of course he's fucking fat. Look at the oil he got.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even normal for France. They cook in butter. The hell is
I've
this?
heard that the Europeans are kind of getting on it now.
Bro.
Voiture en jean. Voiture en jean, poto.
Whoa, what?
How do you open that? You gotta put your hand in the juicy.
Carrément, tu peux caler des pièces carrément. Ah non, lui, il est fou.
Automatique, wesh.
Yeah, some homeless guy's gonna fuck that pocket, dude.
Yeah.
C'est automatique et tout sur Marseille, poto. Voilà. Voilà. On roule à fond. Je rigole.
T'es mal à pause, on dirait
Is that Mbappe?
Mercedes. Le poteau, il est en mode Merco. Mais t'es mal les besoins.
Bro, I can't understand a word of this.
Black French is it's a weird concept.
Écartez-le, on dirait le logo Jordan de Clicky. Guette, le logo, il est en boulard. Je suis éteint. Mais guettez la distance.
It's a roast. It's a roast, bro. It's fun of these. How about we just look that up instead? I feel like that might be funnier than fucking French people. French people obviously aren't funny. Let's see. Black people roast compilation. That might be interesting. Black people know how to roast. Have you seen that one where it's like, you don't know who I am? He's like, no. It's like, you about to find out with your barbecue ass.
No.
Let's see. You about to find out with, I don't even know how to fucking spell Ebonics, with your barbecue. Okay, let's try that. Is this it? Oh yeah. It's this guy. Let's see.
No, I'm finna get hot in the motherfucker. You get 2 of them 3 fast for free, Joe. Hey, boy, I don't even know you. Fuck you doing in my driveway? You know who I am? Hell no, nigga. I need some weed. Well, you finna fan out your barbecue. Feel the one in luxury, what you deserve. Andre on the first. Cold ass, boy. Your ass is like a KFC pimp. Matter of fact, your ass
KFC pimp.
like you pimp molested coyotes in the wild. Your dumb ass, that whole coat made out of German Shepherd ass. Your ass are like Ice Cube, adopted long lost son that survived the abortion. Your stupid ass, boy. We be clubbing, head ass, boy, on my baby boy. And what the fuck are those on your feet there? We are the champions, my friend. Feet ass, boy. Them bitches throwing up CVL. Yes. Your shit throwing up Crip, boy. That's C stand for cancel, boy. Cancellation fee, feet ass, boy. On my baby boy. Your ass are like you sell. Your ass like you sell newborn crickets out that coat, boy. Your ass got spoon, forks, and butter knives in that coat, boy. Your dumb ass, boy. Your ass around this bitch looking like a motherfucking Kansas City pimp, boy. Yo.
Okay. There's a better one where he's like, oh wait, is it this one? Yeah, I think this is the better one. I think this is the most popular one. Let's see.
Man, I'm out here. You already know, man. Just cool and you
Hey,
feel
bro.
me?
What you doing, bro? This is my block. You
What?
fucking, boy.
You know who I am, bro?
Who the fuck is you?
You don't know who I am?
Yeah,
Boy, you finna find out. Your barbecue, boy. Sunday school special shirt ass, boy. Your ass look like an exotic cricket. Your little ugly ass, boy. Tap dancing frog looking ass, boy. And you out here with them roses are red, violets are blue. My booty stink. How about you, fat pants ass, boy? And your ass got alligator tail on them bitches, boy. Them bitches got designated snake skin on them bitches, boy. My mama, boy, your ass out here dressed like a gangbanging Christian. Your little ugly ass, boy. Little head ass, wet kneecap head ass, well polished elbow head ass, boy. Sophisticated thumb head ass, boy. You ugly as hell on my mama, boy. On baby, boy. Your ass got on some
On baby. Hold on.
fucking low ride. Did a little higher, fat feet ass, boy. Your ass got shed aquarium fur on them bitches, boy. On my mom, your ass started smelling like dookie and cut grass juice. On my
There's another one where he it's like this like I don't know if he's like a homeless guy or what.
no, I'm
but
finna kid.
he gets in bed. Let me see. I need like a preview. Let's see. I need him to find out with his barbecue ass. No, it's not that guy. Your barbecue boy. That one might actually be the right search term to look up. Your barbecue boy. Your barbecue boy. So ghetto. Deep fried obese pigeon. Oh no. Is this the one?
Hey, you already know, man. Just cool and you
So we just watch, isn't it?
Is it not? Oh yeah, that is the same one.
Yeah.
Because I saw the Sunday school, but like he looked different. He didn't look like the same. He kind of looks a little different.
Nah.
I mean,
he
for the
looks
first
sick.
time, they don't look alike.
Yo.
What? Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage?
No, glub glub glob glob.
Oh. Oh, I need to show you one. You haven't seen this one. I asked you about it before, and you said you hadn't seen it. Yeah, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Hold on. You haven't seen this one. You need to see it, dude.
Rhett and Link is the first thing.
Hey, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Hey, rest in
Why?
Bro, for attention, for fucking clicks. Bro fucking shatters like everything on a grocery store aisle for clicks. Black activities.
Why did I click?
Yeah, why did they say rest in peace Pop Smoke on Good Mythical Morning? Should we watch that one?
I kind of I want to see what's
out
going
of
on there.
place. Seems like out of place. It's a 30-second clip.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's yeah.
Did you know that, Link? Is that what you guessed him? Or was it the Canadian thing?
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Or has a bag of Pop Tarts or a box of Pop Tarts.
Cheers to
Rest in
this.
peace, Pop Smoke.
Rest in peace, who?
Pop Smoke. See, I'm hip to that. Got a brand new whip just
What?
Yo, hold on. Is he gonna start?
Got a brand new whip, just hopped in. It's Jack Harlow.
I'm so cool with the kids.
I see that.
Cheers.
Bro, Rhett is not having it. He's just like, dude, this is cringe.
It kinda is.
He's just so done with them. Yeah, well, that's typical. Let me actually read the comments here.
The normalization of a white boy rap.
Yeah, bro really did start singing What's Poppin'. You know, I was at the gym with my boy, not same day, but different day. You know, there was like
Same boy.
they play music at
Almost
their
the blackest yeah I've ever heard you say.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were there listening to the music they were playing. They start playing Lil Nas X. They start playing Industry Baby. You know, long ago on the road, I know what you waiting for. You know that one?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and so it has Jack Harlow on it. Now the part where Lil Nas X was on there, I didn't even think of the homophobia aspect of it. I just thought about racism, and I'm like, yeah, let me let the racism help me with this incline press. It actually kind of did. It motivated me. You know, my racism listening to that song. Because at first I was like, man, I can't do it to this. You know, it's weak. And then my friends like, no. I let the no.
You should.
Have you seen that meme I sent you where it's like when I pop my headphones in at the club because sometimes I just don't agree with the DJ?
No, but I do feel that.
Yeah. Like when that one song played.
Give me the time.
You gotta mute that. 1:35.
Probably.
I don't think that's that bad.
Like in like 1800s, no. Like you know how it works with these people.
These people? What do you mean with that?
Yeah, the YouTube people.
Ah, sure. YouTube people. That's what we call them.
That's what I said. YouTube people.
Yeah, that's what we call them now.
Yes.
Story of Skibbity Biden. There's a YouTube video,
no.
33 seconds long. It says Story of Skibbity Biden. But unfortunately, last time we tried that, yeah, they for some reason found Skibbity Biden to be so compelling that it must have some sort of copyright on it. You know, that's how it goes.
Hate the Drake.
The Drake?
The Drake.
The Drake?
Yeah. Hate the Drake.
Hate the Drake. Not
Why
the
don't you
game.
look it up? Look it up.
Okay. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, no, I remember this, like the Drake referring to himself in the third person. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, I forgot Jerry said that.
Yeah.
I was like, what part of the episode would that have been in? I was trying to think of it. Yeah.
It's like in every episode where the Drake is mentioned, it's love the Drake, and then it goes into hate the Drake.
Hmm. Who the fuck was the Drake again then?
I don't know. It was someone they were gonna like. It's always someone they it was either the one with the baby. Jerry, you gotta see the baby, or is the one with where they always had to get like presents for shit or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, that had to be it. That sounds more familiar. I mean, I remember the have to see the baby, but that sounds more like a. Let's see. Yeah, love the Drake, hate the Drake, depending on their mood. He guys had a very rocky relationship with his fiance Allison, who caused him a. Let's see. But what the fuck? Why did they call him the Drake?
He's a Drake.
He's not even. Who was the guy that referred to himself in the third person? Jimmy, right?
Jimmy doesn't like that.
Yeah, you know, that's what I was thinking about.
I love Jimmy. That guy is hilarious.
Yeah, see, I like that. That Jimmy's a better character than the Drake. I hate the Drake.
Well, yeah, you have to hate the Drake.
Yeah.
Jimmy thinks you're real cool.
Wasn't the guy like the one that Elaine was into? Didn't he turn out to be like homosexual or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. It's tragic.
That's what I was saying. I think that's like a common like thing in like adult shows like that, where it's like, is he gay or is he not? Is he gay or is he just like flamboyant type thing?
We had this conversation before. Like, how is it that the muscular guys who clearly have now their hormones more so in check, how are they still, you know, maybe they're on trend. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the steroids.
Well, yeah, that could be part of it. It would have to be. I can't. This is gonna get into muddy water here.
Oh, they get into muddy water all the time.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I got that image in my head.
Oh man.
The cup image.
The jar?
No, the cup.
One man, one jar.
No, the singular cup.
Oh, with the two women?
Yeah.
The two.
I never
girls.
actually watched that. I just like Google imaged it one day and I was like, oh yeah, I don't need to watch this. I'm good.
No, I saw the beginning of it and I had to shut it off because I was like, why is everybody talking about this? It had to be like middle school, dude. I was like,
Yeah,
why is everybody
it
talking
was
about this
middle
video?
school.
Why is
I
everybody
saw the
talking about this
first,
video?
like 5 seconds, I think, and then, like I pussied out.
So did she like take a laxative before that or what?
I saw in a video talking about it on YouTube that it was fake, but I don't know
Like they
how
pumped
you
it in
would
her?
fake that.
They pumped something in her that she put in the cup that
I
just looked like
guess.
it. But what would it have been?
I guess it would have to be laxatives. Or well, if it's fake, I don't know. I really could. It is Brazilian though, so I mean, if it's not fake,
Well, that explains everything.
Yeah, it does.
The fact that they're Brazilian.
Actually, even if it is fake, it still explains it.
That's typical. That's just a typical day in Brazil.
You're going to Brazil.
I'm not going to Brazil.
Like, listen. You go there, you get what you need to get, then you leave.
What do you need?
A hourglass.
But their women are nevertheless, just they're Brazilian, man.
This is true.
You can't have that.
Not long term. Well, here's the thing with Brazilians, it's like a hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? Anyway. Oh God.
Well, here's the thing, if you're gonna what?
They are either like ultra, progressive, or they're like uber right wing.
Dude,
Like,
I've
really right-wing.
only pretty much met the progressive ones for the most part because it's like, I mean, this is, we're talking about university here, but basically I had met one guy who was living.
The one I went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of them there for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I had met a guy who was living with me and another roommate, the one that I've brought up many times. Well, not the gay autistic one, not the gay black one, not the other gay black one, not the autistic one. That's not gay. But the one that was a little sus,
The fact that you have to specify.
Yeah, he's not black, he's not gay, really. He's not autistic. Okay, well, that was a lot of specifications.
Wait,
but,
he's not?
I've only ever seen him with women.
That's true. That could go either way, though.
Well, I've only ever seen him with women. I've seen him have guy friends. Like, I'm not saying he hasn't had guy friends. But he does have a lot of women friends, too. That was a little sus. But anyway, this Brazilian guy asked us when he first met us. He's like, so you guys, you have girlfriends, boyfriends? That was his first question.
Damn. Right out the gate.
Bro, for real. And then we laughed about it. We laughed to each other. We just looked at each other and laughed because it was funny that he had said that. But he's like, no, I just, I don't assume or anything. But, the fact that he's saying he doesn't assume, it means that there's enough times, like enough instances of it being one way or the other for him to be prompted to ask that question in that way.
Yep.
Because that's probably a normal way of asking it for him.
He's like straight from Brazil.
Well, yeah. He had an accent. Pretty thick one. He didn't know the word for I think it was slug. I think he didn't know what a slug was when I first said it. Like, he knew what a slug was. It's just he didn't understand the word.
Como se diz slug?
The last part sounded a bit Eastern European.
I mean, that's what Portuguese sounds like.
Yeah.
At least the European version.
Well, we're talking about Brazilians here. They're
a little better. A little better.
The Portuguese?
Language-wise, at least. Oh, no, the Brazilians.
The Brazilians. It doesn't sound right.
It literally sounds like retarded Spanish.
Yeah. If I woke up one day and everybody that speaks Spanish just started speaking that, I think I'd jump out a window. It's like I wouldn't be able to take that.
You'd be like that one guy that comes out the elevator.
Yeah.
And just dives off the balcony.
That's the reference I was trying to make to you on one show about the Transformers, like where it was like 48%.
No, I caught it. I caught it after a while.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Wherever that scene's from, that's exactly what we're talking about here. That's what I would do. What's the song in the back too? Do you know that one?
No. Why would I know that?
No. We need the viewers to tell us what song that was because it's like stuck in my head. I want to know.
Can you find it? Stream it and have them find it.
Hold on. Let's see. Well, I need to remember like a meme that has that. Like, what would I look up? Like, guy.
The one I remember is whenever somebody has like a thing about Boeing.
Oh, like the whistleblower.
Yeah.
Let me see. Whistleblower. Would you fly right now?
I wouldn't fly for various reasons.
Why is that?
I was reading up on like Deadmau5 the other day, and they just casually mentioned in his Wikipedia how he had like a flight either from or to Spain, and that flight just got eviscerated in one way or another, and he barely missed it. I think I'm good for a while.
What the fuck? Jay Leno shows off his new ear after accident. What happened to Jay Leno? This was a year ago, apparently. But he has like this deformed jaw. I mean, it looks like it's been put back together, I don't know.
You mean his chin?
Yeah.
You see that Family Guy skit where they gave him like a huge ass chin?
Let's play that because I can't find the fucking whistleblower meme.
All right.
Let's just watch Family Guy, not episodes, but fucking jokes. Hold on.
That might actually be enough to get us hit, though.
Hit? But they're on shorts all the time. I guess shorts has a different policy. But we could just watch short clips. Let's see. So, which one was it?
I don't remember.
Jay-Z and Peter in an elevator.
Did I imagine that? I might have imagined that.
You might have imagined it.
Holy shit.
You imagined a Family Guy? Well, hold on. Then I got a different one that I'll watch. Have you seen this one?
Probably, but I don't remember it.
I didn't click with the 17K views.
I always wanted a brother or sister, but instead I got a broster.
Hey, Peter, you want to see my paginas?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
There's another. Oh, yeah. Here's one that I like. Did you watch this one?
I've seen this before.
Okay, yeah.
Peter, what's wrong? You've been so quiet all day.
Yeah, it's just what you said the other day, Lois.
Oh,
I'm starting to think you might be right. Brian's getting old. He's not the dog he used to be, and I'll have to get used to it.
Ash.
Just like I got used to my acrylic nails. Scanian, Weinstock, and Reisman. Hey, LaRonda. Now, I got 4 people on hold, but I can talk.
I can talk. Bro, Speed? What is... Oh, Speed's live?
OMG, Speed is live.
You know what? I don't even want
Bro's
to
playing Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Bro, god damn.
He's playing some sort of competitive
This
game.
looks amazing.
Isn't
Which
he
one do I
Kick,
choose?
though? Isn't that like his thing?
What the hell?
I don't know if he has a deal with Kick still.
Or is it Rumble?
What is this thing?
Oh, yeah. Wasn't it Rumble
Mate,
that he did the deal with?
180 hertz monitor.
Wasn't it him and Kai Cenat?
He just wants a monitor.
Kai Cenat.
Aw,
W
that's
Riz.
cute, bro. All right, Chad. I think it's about time to choose our winner, y'all. I don't think we have a lot left, y'all.
Okay, well, Speed's clearly not doing anything that autistic other than
How
playing
can I do
Minecraft.
this?
That's pretty autistic, to be fair.
I like the one better where he was rating people's girlfriends.
That was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, and people would just start putting fake photos in there, and then he'd still rate them.
He was getting into it too.
Yeah, we need to do something like that. We need the viewers to start sending us their girlfriends on Discord.
I don't think we have enough viewers and or viewers with girlfriends for that to even work.
You know, we'll let them send what they send.
Legally, please.
Yeah. Well, we'll show it on the show if it's okay. But you know, it's anything that's off, we might have to. Yeah, you're banned. Have a good night. Okay. Well, I don't know. That seems like that's it on my end. Unless you had anything else, Mr. Greg.
Let me ponder for a brief moment.
Ah. The evils of Lucy was all around me.
Not really. I guess we could call it a short episode.
Well then, guys, hope you enjoyed hanging out. And please don't show us your paginas.
It would be much appreciated if you didn't.
Yeah. If you have one, you're gonna have to pick a side. And you're gonna have to stick with it. You're gonna have to get the right hormones in you. And yeah, you might want to watch Leo in Longevity. You know, figure out how to extend the penis part of it.
Or get your foreskin back.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All right, guys. Well, and if you're a woman that's circumcised, it's so over.
Wait, did you want to talk about that one video after the Leo in Longevity where the guy was talking about how he regretted getting circumcised?
Yeah, there. Okay, I guess we'll leave it off on this. So we had watched this guy. I don't even want to play it, dude. It was pretty gross. But some of the stories there, he was talking about how like, actually, should we play it and just skip those parts?
What the wildest part of the whole video?
Yeah, I don't want to watch that.
Don't just to explain it, I guess.
But I wanted to. The first part of it was like funny. It would have been funny to react to. But
yeah, I mean, like play it, but then just skip over it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, it's a guy who got circumcised at 19 years old. So he talks about why he regrets it. Let's see. Why I regret getting circumcised.
Your YouTube history is pretty fucked by now, isn't it?
Well, I'm using our account right now for the podcast, so.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's gonna. I hope you don't watch YouTube on this account.
I don't.
Okay. Okay, let's watch this guy. And he apparently usually talks about like OCD content. So he's saying, yeah, it's kind of a little weird that I'm doing this, guys. I know.
Another video today, and as you saw by the title, we're going to be talking about circumcision and why I regret my decision. Now, I know this is a different kind of video than I usually do. I do mainly OCD and other types of stuff like that. This is something that I wanted to talk about.
Basically, he must have looked down and been like, no, it's not even. I gotta take it all off.
About and kind of share with people and kind of give my experience and my thoughts about circumcision after I went through it when I was 19 years old. And me being
his like testimony, I guess, is valid and like valuable. But what possessed him to want to make this video in particular?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe just warning people about it so that they don't do it to themselves, so that they have more informed decisions. I mean, if I had gotten injured from like, some sort of surgery or something, or if I had gotten some sort of like regretful surgery, I mean, I'd probably try to warn people about it.
I guess.
24 right now and having 5 full years to completely recap and just take away everything.
Recap. No, that'll only come if you restore. But, I don't, he didn't even mention that he is restoring in this video, so I don't know that he even knows that he can do that. We got to put him onto Leo.
That I've learned what I've experienced.
Post the link in the comments.
I was circumcised at 19 years old. Now, a little bit of backstory behind the decision to get circumcised. Now, I grew up uncircumcised, right? So I had my foreskin completely intact. I never really knew that circumcision was a thing. I just assumed that all men had the same type of penis, which was a fully uncircumcised penis with the foreskin completely attached. I thought everyone had.
I mean, technically,
There was this one time
where they're born like that.
was actually
At some
going to the
point they
bathroom,
do.
and my dad happened to be in the bathroom as well. This was when I was like around 7 years old, and he noticed that when I was peeing that I actually had all my foreskin still intact. And then he looked at me and he said,
Oh, here we go.
"Oh, you're not circumcised." And I'm thinking, I don't even know what that is. And then basically what he did
Yeah, this is gonna get a little awkward here.
is that he said, "Oh, try pulling it back a bit more." And then I did. I pulled it back, and then he said, "A little bit more." So I kept pulling on the foreskin, and then he's like, "A little bit more." And then I said, "I can't. That's as much as I can go." So what he did is that he basically grabbed my foreskin, and then he kind of just pulled it back.
Why is the dad doing this? He's like, "Let me get in there, son." And he's like, just like putting his like he has him like against a door. He's like putting his foot on the door, and he's like just pulling back with all his strength.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This kid was like fucking 7. I mean, the guy was 7 when he was a kid. He did it to him, and it's not even necessarily supposed to happen at that age. Sometimes it happens by like fucking puberty.
Wait, what does?
And initially,
like the pulling, like the foreskin actually retracting properly.
Oh,
it can take a while.
the pain was so bad. But then I saw what my penis looked like underneath my foreskin for the first time. Now, basically, throughout my entire life, I never really knew that I could do that or that the foreskin could be retracted that far. It's not up until that point. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks weird. It looks different. And it actually stayed that way for a few days. I would say 2 to 3 days. And then there was this one day when I had to go to the bathroom in 2nd grade, and I went to the bathroom and I went to the urinal, and I saw that my foreskin was back to where it was, over the head of the penis. And after that, my dad never really said anything. He realized that, obviously it can't really stay like that the whole time. And he didn't get a circumcision for me.
So
I believe
search results say, I mean, this is just AI generated. Yeah, it can happen from different ages, ranging from 5 to 18. It can take a while.
he is circumcised, which is why I think he felt like I should have the same type of penis as he did. Now, throughout my childhood,
And okay, it's like, why would you want your son to have the same penis as you just because you're cut and your son's not? Like, when are you looking at your son's penis other than when you walk in on him in the bathroom? Like, why would you be looking at your son's dick? And
Why
also,
would you be pulling on it?
And for the people that make the argument, it's like, oh, it looks better. It's like, why would you do that to your kid? Because you think it looks better. When are you looking at it? Why would you be looking at it to make that decision?
and adolescence and teenage years, I did not take care of my penis whatsoever. I didn't pull back the foreskin. And
Okay, so I don't want to watch this part again. The problem is, I'm going to explain in brief what happens here.
The gist of it here.
He doesn't wash below it, and there's accumulation of what happens when you don't clean, and basically it leads him to an infection, or at least being in a state in which there's a lot going on down there that's not being cleaned, and so he has to go to the doctor, and they're telling him, well, we could give you they were saying they could treat it aside from just giving him the circumcision, but they were basically just saying, no, we could just snip it off too, which is crazy because it's like, oh, you're having allergies, yeah, let me just rip that nose right off.
Get rid of it. Take it
exactly.
off.
Your nose is stuffy. Your nose is stuffy. Let me expose the nasal canal to the air where it's gonna get all dry.
There was like a meme going around a while ago. I don't know if you've seen it, where it's like Lightning McQueen, and he's like, "Your skin. Oh, you don't like your skin? Why don't you take it off?"
Yeah, that's how I feel when I listen to that.
Clean, mom.
Yeah, I have to skip past this. Yeah, let's go to masturbation.
Come on.
When it came down to the penis finally healing and working as it should, I decided to try masturbation. So what did I do? So the first time I tried masturbation, I usually just used my hand, right? I didn't use any lotion. I didn't use any lubricants. I would just use my hand when I had my foreskin, because the foreskin provides natural lubrication for the head of the penis.
Was this the guy that said, like, who was it that what happened to him with the girl when he tried doing it with her? Was this the one that had braces?
What?
Didn't he say this, like, what was it with the chick? Like, he had a problem with the chick, like, Hold on.
From one doctor, I thought
Let me see if I could skip.
same issue of some soreness there, masturbating up until that point, and I should have let it heal, and it was still being sore, and a lot of times I felt like the cream that I was giving.
There was a part where he talked about trying to be with a woman.
Nothing's really changing, if I'm being honest with you.
I could tell some of this is hard for him to say on video. Like he doesn't like he wants to talk about his experience, but it's like, man, he has to hold it back like a bit, like as far as like just feeling a little overwhelmed by talking about it. Cause I mean, it probably didn't feel good to have that happen to him. I know it's been a while, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if he was the one that talked about the woman he was with.
Head, and I felt a severe numbness when ridiculously red and sore. I should have let it heal. Go back to the doctor again because I'm having recommended was a circumcision.
Where did he talk about that? Was it here? Was it back here? And uncircumcised. It probably was in that chapter.
Out of my penis, and it was like yellowish.
Oh, I don't want to hear about
I'm not really sure how long that was, but I definitely was hooked for a long period of time. And what happened is that a lot of times when I was smegma and other, and what happened is that I got to do certain things that I had never experienced before in my life up until that point. So obviously I was experiencing some things that were, new to me, to say the least. So what happened was that when we were doing our activities, my penis fully retracted, the foreskin fully retracted behind the head. And I felt a severe numbness when my penis would hit my jeans or my underwear. And I just could not think of why that was happening. So then I look underneath my pants and I see that around the head of the penis is ridiculously red and sore. And I realized that there was something that I needed to do about this. So
okay, so I guess he doesn't talk about was that not doing it with a woman? Dude, I don't know.
Finally healing because the foreskin provides natural lubrication for the head of the penis. Now, what happened? Well, my hands are not very soft, and basically I could not keep an erection because it felt like it was way too rough on the head of the penis. And what happened to my penis along the way was that before, when I had foreskin, it was very slimy and it had more of a gloss look
that's
to
very
it.
vivid. But point being, this guy regrets it. He would that's in the title. But yeah, basically the doctor just said, yeah, why don't we do that? It's very like made to be common practice now. And so, they just kind of do that to babies. They're like, yeah, why not? Let's just get rid of it. It's like, dude, that has like functionality. And here they are trying to like rob people of it, because apparently it's more convenient, or like they just want to make money from taking them. They want to put them in creams for Oprah to use, so it's like, I guess there's a bit of a plot here, you could say.
And it is a thick one.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, don't circumcise your children. And that's the lesson for today, I think. And also, watch out in public, because there are certain types of people that may cause commotion.
What?
We went over the blacktivities.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anything you want to leave off with, Greg?
Rock lobster.
Iraqi lobster?
No, rock lobster.
Oh. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next week on the podcast.
On the podcast ever.
Bye.